I don't really have any routine practice runs, but I just goof around playing blues or whatever, you know, try to find new ways to do it. I mean, I'm not really, I don't know what else to, I don't have a particular set of scales or things that I do every day. I mean, I use books. I mean, I have like, what do we got here, man? Well, I got some stuff. Oh, I can't find it. Oh, here we go. Here's a book. This is interesting. Dion Sleminski for guitar. Nicholas Sleminski was a guy who studied melodic patterns and scales. It's an old book. Jazzers use it, and you know, it's a lot of weird scales, but at the same time, you can find new licks by going through it. Sometimes I pick this up just when I'm bored and I don't have anything else to play. But, you know, like I said, oftentimes I just want to come in here and move my fingers around a little bit. I really miss playing 5 nights a week, 2 hours plus. And your chops are never as good as that. And I've been 1.5 years on that since I've done that. So I just try to keep my fingers on it, you know what I mean? I'm not trying to impress anybody. There's 7-year-old kids in your country that can play faster than anybody. So, you know what I mean? That's not really my point anymore. Try to find notes that are a little different than everybody else with the tone. It's my little practice amp that's just not really anything. It just makes noise. But, you know, I just goof around in here and try to find new ways to do stuff. You know, just to kind of keep something going. I get a little nervous around the camera because I'm not really a teacher. I'm like, oh God, what am I going to teach you guys? I'm not going to teach you anything, but I'm happy to answer any of the questions best of my ability. I do a hybrid thing, you know, like this. I use these teeny jazz picks, and they're heavy, and I always have been doing this since I was a kid because it's small, it doesn't get in the way. It makes it easier for me to switch from my pick. And that was with my finger, no. Pick. It just sounds different when you have skin to string. But I use both. So I like there's no right or wrong way to do this, man. Just as long as you're making music, that's the right way to do it. Sometimes when I use the pick, when I'm playing rhythm in particularly, I use the tip of my skin, my finger, and the pick. You get like just the pick is just the fingers. But when you get a little bit of skin and pick in there, and it makes it funkier. Ray Parker Jr. used to do this, so I stole all that stuff from him sitting next to him when I was a kid. He's one of the funkiest players in the world. But like I said, these are just techniques and stuff that you figure out by yourself, whatever's comfortable for you. I mean, I've seen guys play completely different than me and have different setup guitars and necks and all that stuff. It's guitar is a personal thing, you know. You find what you like and try to make some music about it. When I play lead, I mean, you know. What I'm talking about. That's just, I don't really think about it. I've been playing guitar since I was 7, 8 years old. So it's just, I don't consciously think about any technique whatsoever. It's like you have to learn all this stuff. What did Pat Martino, the famous jazz guitar player, learn everything you could possibly learn and then forget it all. And find your own voice. And there's no right or wrong way to do this. I had somebody try to teach me how to use the pick wrong because he was pissed off because he was an old jazz guy, hated young rock and rollers. And it's like you guys look at guys like Edward Van Halen, my brother, God bless his soul, or Jeff Beck, people that are not schooled and found a new way to play the guitar because they weren't schooled. Now, not everybody's going to be Eddie or Jeff, but you can see that if you hear music in your head, you're going to find a way to get it out. So don't let anybody tell you you're doing it wrong as long as you're making some nice music for yourself. See this?
One second. I'll go type.
It's a simple up-down stroke. You can just sit while you're watching TV. Now you just work up to it, and what you want to do is by watching television, you're not making your arm stiff. You make your arm stiff, you're going to get tendonitis, and if you start to hurt, put the guitar down. Take a walk. Wash it off. Don't try to keep playing through it, because if it hurts, you may think you're making it stronger, but you're not. You're making it weaker. I used to, these people that go, I practiced for 12 hours today, and they have a hand that they can't move anymore, and they can't play anymore because they got tendonitis from killing themselves when they were a kid, buying into the lie that you have to practice 12 hours a day to be good. I think if you put a good hour in of concentrated practice, 2 hours if you're concentrated enough, I mean, that's enough. Unless you're particularly working on something or practicing with your band for a show or something like that. But, I never specifically sit down and do anything in particular unless I'm working on new material or I'm trying to find a couple of new notes and work up my chops for a tour. Like, I don't have tour chops right now, so that's why I'm a little sloppy or something. Sorry about that. But I try to play every day at like 5, 6 in the morning with my first cup of coffee, just so I can feel like connected to the instrument at all. I don't constantly think about that kind of phrasing. I guess maybe I might. I don't really think about it.
When you do
Sorry about the too much delay. It's just it's a practice. Oh, I do? I've never seen you're dissecting my playing, and I've never thought about it. You're going to screw me up if you tell me what I'm doing, because then I'll be conscious of it. I don't have a thought process. It's like whatever's comfortable, my hand happens to go there. Because I've been playing this thing longer than I can remember anything. Since I was 7 years old, I've had a guitar in my hand. I was in my first band when I was 9, making money when I was 11, and I never looked back. I did study when I was 14, and my teacher was more teaching me how to read and do things like that because I could already physically play, and I had found a comfortable way to play. And he said, well, that's good. If it works for you, you sound great playing that way. Now let's learn the basics, and that was hard for me at 14 because I've been playing since I was 8, or something like that anyway. A long time ago. They had dinosaurs and covered wagons back then. Oh man, it's a never-ending quest, and I'm still on. I found a new tone that I really like on this Music Man guitar with their new pickups and everything like that. I mean, you have your regular guitar. You can't really tell with this practice at, but what I like to do is goof around with, messing around with in-between pickup sounds. It's a little throatier. It takes the curse off the brightness. It has a little bit of a more Jeff Becky throaty sound. And I'm just trying to experiment with stuff because everybody seems to have the same guitar sound these days. And, I'm going to leave that for everybody else. You know what I mean? I can't compete in the chops arena, but I can compete in, my life's, knowledge of my experience, and also the fact that I'm trying not to play stuff exactly like everybody else. My weird little bends and tendency to reach for thirds and sevenths and ninths and all that stuff, and sixes instead of just regular pentatonics and stuff,